Hello, all good people of the world. This is Paul Whittakin returning to you with the periodic table of mathematics and the universal law of numbers. And what we'll be discussing today is the fundamental theorem of calculus. Now, actually, we will not be discussing today the fundamental theorem of calculus, but we can understand that the fundamental theorem of calculus is a very important theorem in the study of mathematics, and that it's the language of physics as we know it, and it's a brilliant discovery by Newton and Leibniz, and they gave us that. But it's a theorem. It's the fundamental theorem of calculus. But what I like to discuss is the fundamental law of mathematics. It's the universal law of numbers, and it's the only universal law of numbers that we have, and that's what makes it the fundamental law of mathematics. But it's not only a fundamental law of mathematics. I would say it's a fundamental law of all of the natural sciences, it's a fundamental law of music and art, and it's the fundamental law of life itself, and it's a derivation of this fundamental law of mathematics as well. And this is the fundamental law of mathematics because it gives us the numbers that we use to describe everything that we know as mathematics, as science, as art, as music, and life itself. So I will make another demonstration, and I will move right along, and I will hope to illustrate to you how that number system is essentially what's I refer to it as the 369 code. Because if we write these numbers 1 through 9 and we add them up going down, we're going to come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's the 369 code because it's the numbers 3, 6, 9, and they're separated by the numbers, the 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1 numbers. And here we have it again, and by writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 again, then we come up with the 369 code because it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, which is the 369 numbers separated by the 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1 numbers. And if we do it one further, we come up with 369, 369, 369, which I think you will all agree is the 369 code as well. And then if we go one step further, we get 483, 726, 159. And what I also always like to point out is 4 and 8 is a 3, 2, because 12 is 1 and 2 is a 3, 7 and 2 is a 9, and 1 and 5 is a 6. And there's nothing coincidental about that. And when we take it one step further, and now we have 5, going down, we have 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, which is the 369 code. And if we go one step further, we get 639, 639, 639, and that's the 369 code. And if we take it down to 7, we get 753, 186, 429. And if we take it 8 rows going down, we're going to get 876, 543, 219, and that's a 6, and that's a 9, and that's a 3. And then we arrive at the 999999999, and that's the 369 code as well. And I like to point that out because we have that in the universal law of numbers right here in the 6th or in the 9th row across, 999999999, and that goes on to infinity, and that's the 369 code. So there are some other different ways to look at this, and I'll just point them out because the 369 code is something that it's just everywhere in our universe, because this number system that we use and this thing that we call mathematics in essence is basically the 369 code. And what I have here is diagonally going down and going up, and that's just this. Because we have 1, 1, and we have it going like that, and we have it going like that. And you will see that if we add the numbers going down, we'll get the 369 code. 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4, so we get 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And the reason I'm calling that as a 1 is because 5 is shared by both, and 5 is 10, which is a 1. And if we want to add 2 and 4, it's a 6. 8 and 1 is a 9. And 5 and 7 is 12. It's a 3. And if we just want to look at it simply like that, we see the 258 code. And the 369 code is 258 and 741. And I always like to point that out. So here we see it like this: 174, 174. But we can also see the 258 because we have 2, 8, and 5. That's the 258 code and the 741 code. And I think you can see it there. And it can also be demonstrated in this fashion. Excuse me for that. So what do we have here? Well, we have the number 1. We have the number 4 and the number 7. But if we want to look at it like this, 1 and 1 is 2, and 4 and 4 is 8, and 7 and 7 is 14, and 1 and 4 is a 5. So we have the 258 as well as the 147, and I just like to point that out. And the 369 code comes with 6s and 3s and 9s as well. So if we want to add those numbers up like that, we'll see 6s. And if we want to add the numbers up like that, we'll see 3s. And if we want to add the numbers up in a different way, for instance, we'll get 12, 15, and 18. And if we reduce those numbers, they'll be 3, 6, and 9. And if we go across, we can see that those are 6s. And these are 6s, 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 6s. And it looks a little bit like chemistry. And for all I know, in reality, it very well may be chemistry. And there might be something about this that's, yet to be understood and requires further explanation. But we also get 9s in the number 1 in the 369 code. And I show that, I demonstrate that here because what we have is 1 and 9 is 10 is 1, 2 and 8 is 1, 3 and 7 is 1, 4 and 6 all add up to the number 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. If we want to look at the 5s being shared, 5 and 5 is 10 is a 1. So I'm demonstrating how we have the number 1. And we also find that in the universal law of numbers. We can see that number 1, the universal law of numbers starts with the number 1. It goes 2, 3s, which squared or taken to any power is a 9, 4, 5, 6 taken to any power is a 9, 7, 8, and 9. But that's the ones, and I just like to point that out. But the 369 code, which is also 248751, which is a 2 and a 5 and an 8, and a 7 and a 4 and a 1, because that's how we always come up with the 3s, 6s, and 9s. When we add these numbers together, the 741 and the 258, we see that we have a triangle in this matrix, as we do also in the circle. And if we want to look at it here, we'll see that we have the 147, which is an equilateral triangle, as it is in the circle as well. And if we want to look at 471 like that, we can just add or connect the dots in that fashion, and we'll get that type of geometrical structure with the 147741 code. And if we want to make squares out of it, we can. And if we wanted to put circles inside of those squares, we could. But I'm just demonstrating how we can look at that and see ones. 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, etc. And now we'll come back to the periodic table of mathematics, and we'll just kind of look at this a little bit more closely. And we get the 147, and we get the 258, and we get the 248751, and we'll see this in many different ways. For instance, 147, 741, 174, 471, 174. 147 or 258 or 528 or 8, now we'll do it like this. 1 and 4 is 5, 7 and 4 is 5, 4 and 1 is 5, 1 and 7 is 8, 4 and 4 is 8, 7 and 1 is 8, 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 1 is 2, and 1 and 1 is 2 gives us 258, 258, 258. And if we want to look at it like this, we have 1 and 1 is 2, 7 and 1 is 8. 4 and 1 is 5. And if we want to look at it like this too, we get it in all different ways. That's for sure. So what we see here, if we decide to look, is we get the 248751, which is the 369 code. We also get the 369 because we have 1 and 8 is 9, 1 and 5 is 6, and 1 and 2 is 3. So we have 248751. We have 3 6s and 9s. We also have the 2 5 8 and the 1 4 7. So that's how we look at the 369 code. It's the numbers 1 through 9, and they can appear as 248751, which is 3 6 and 9, because we have 6 6 and 6. Or if we want to go 7 and 5 is 3, 1 and 2 is 3, 4 and 8 is 3. Or if we want to get 9s, we just go 7 and 2 is 9, 5 and 4 is 9, and 8 and 1 is 9. And that's how we come up with these codes, and that's why it's always going to be the 369 code. And if we want to look at them, or look for some of these, 147s in this case, we'll get these triangles, 147, 714, 471, 417, etc. And if we want to look a little bit deeper and we just want to start adding some of these numbers together. So here I just take 4 and 1 and 9. Actually, I didn't do it like that. With this one, I start with the 9 and I go 9, 8, and 9 and 1 and make a triangle like that. If I do that, we're going to come up with the numbers 3, 6, 9. If we do it throughout. So 9 and 8 and 1, that's 9 and 9. And what we're doing is we're adding them, and 9 and 9 is 18, so it gives us a 9. Here we're going to get 3, here we're going to get 6, here we're going to get 9, 6, 3, 9, 9, 9. And that's the 369 code. And you can look at that if you want by stopping your, pausing your video and just looking and see what I've done. In this example, I just took away the 9s because basically the 9 never changes anything. So I go 4 and 1, 4 and 1, that's one of them. 8, 1 and 4, 8, 1 and 4, that's another triangle. 7, 1, 7, which is 7, 1, 7. And I just add these numbers up, and I come up with the 471 in the 528 code, right? Because I have 471, and I have 528, and 147, and 258, and 714. And those are the codes in the 369 code. And I'm just showing it to you like this. Here we have 5, 9, 8, 6, 2, 3, 9, 6, which is 582, which is 582, which is 582, and we have the 369s. And in this one, I did a different way of adding them. I basically just show you that by adding these ones together, we're going to get the 369 numbers, which is 4 plus 1 plus 1 is 6, and we get 666, 396, 963, 666, and 369, which is the 369 code. And if I want to do it a little bit differently, if I want to multiply the numbers, I'm going 4 times 1 times 1, which is a 4. So we're going to get 4, 5, 5, 4, 7, 8, 2, 1, 1, 2, 8, 7, which is 471, which is the 174, 471, 174 code, 582, which is the 258 code, 528, which is the 258 code, and 471. So we see it when we do it like that as well. And that's just a different way of looking at it. And if we want to just kind of split up the diagram like that, we have 1, 8, and 9 is adding them. That's 9 and 9 is 18, so we get a 9, and that's what I did there. And we also see that we get the 369 code by doing it in that fashion, because we get 963 and 936, and we get 285, and we get 258, and that's a 369 code. And once again, what I'm trying to demonstrate, and I thank people very much for starting to pay attention to some of the things I'm saying, because, this is not something that everybody in the world is going to recognize or take an interest in right away, because I think maybe they equate it with something to do with school or I'm being a math teacher. I'm not being anything of the sort. I'm just, well, listen, I don't have any homework. I don't have any tests to grade. I don't have any power over you, whether or not you get into a prestigious university or not. And I don't buy into any of those things. That's how they dupe us, and that's how they hoodwink us. That's how schools do that. They say, if you learn that 1 + 1 is 2 at my institution or this institution, somehow it has different meaning than it has at another institution, and that we're exceptional if we're attending this one, and they want you to identify with that one. But basically what they're doing is they're controlling. They're trying to control you, and they're trying to have power over you, and they're asking you for your money and your allegiance, and they want you to watch their football team or whatever, and you're going to jump up and down when some other man in the world catches a ball, or some other man in the world hits a ball, or some other man in the world, runs with a ball on a field and has a touchdown, and you somehow take credit for that. But I'm sure if you were to just go into your room and turn off the lights and lay down on the bed and close your eyes and just ask yourself honestly, if you hit that ball, or you threw that ball, or you caught that ball, or you ran with that ball over a line and got a touchdown, or kicked it into a goal between the goalposts, and you will quickly realize that you didn't. And that's a good thing, because what the universal law of numbers does, it teaches us honesty. It teaches us equality. Now, I say this is the universe speaking to us. And I really believe that. And I believe it is because it gives us this equality. It teaches us that we're all part of a unified entity that we may refer to as the world. We might refer to it as the universe. We may refer to it as God. And it's all of those things. For sure it is. And it's speaking to us, and it's teaching us how to think critically. And if somebody thinks that's blasphemy, but I would have to ask you, you attend a church or a synagogue or a mosque, and they say, you're exceptional and you're different and you're worshiping the real God, whereas the others are worshiping the false gods. But I would have to ask you, do those people, do they have, for instance, elaborate mystical rituals and walk around with funny costumes on? Are they asking you for your money? Do they tell you to go to war against people who go to other places of worship? Is that the message that this universe is giving us? And that's why I like to point that out, because, we can believe in a Muhammad if we so choose. We can believe in a Jesus Christ if we so choose. We can wait for a Messiah to come. But rather than that, we can just look at this and we can realize that it's already been given to us. And what it's teaching us is the truth. And if we were to abide by the truth, we would have no need for any of these wars. We would have no need for even police departments or armies or nations or anything of the like, because we would be in harmony with the universe. And I encourage people to be in harmony with the universe. And I'm not trying to offend anything for anything that they believe, but I'm just pointing out that the universe and the God that created it, and this thing, goes back to the origin of the universe. It predates even the solar system. It predates the planet Earth. It predates everything, and it came from the source. It originated at the source, at the time of the source, whenever it originated, and it's given to us by the source. So it's something we can use to analyze the world, to think critically, and to question everything if it doesn't speak this universal language of the truth. And I'm going to leave that with you today, and I wish peace and happiness to all the people in the world. And I hope that more people will catch on and begin to pay attention and begin to understand how profound this thing really is. And I'm leaving you with that today. My name is Paul Whittekind, and until next time.